Welcome everyone to Prop It Up. I am Andy Lang. I'm going to be joined by Andrew McInnis. Matt Joseph had to do some radio stuff, but he was gracious enough to send us a play. Andrew, we're going to talk a little bit of baseball, give out some props. You've got a hockey prop that I love. I was looking at that one earlier. You were wise enough to take it. And then I've got a baseball prop. So we got some Tuesday props for you. Andrew, I'm just going to go right to you. You got a lot going on. You got a great free play, and you got a 5%er in Major League Baseball. So tell us about the prop that you got, and start us off with your 5% play. And I know a promo code's coming with it as well.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Happy to be doing this show with you, of course. And it's MLB 15 is the coupon code to get $15 off my 5% play. But I've had just one 5% MLB play so far on this young season. The score of that game was 6-0. So obviously I've only had one so far, Andy, but so far so good. One down, hopefully many more to go. So that was the scoreline of the first one, hoping to have something similar here in our second MLB 5% play of the season. And that coupon code is MLB 15. And I'll keep things going in the MLB and the major leagues here with an MLB prop. This is a K prop looking at Zach Plesac under 5.5 strikeouts here. Look, he's had 3 starts so far. One, he didn't even last an inning. He lasted 2/3 of an inning. The other 2 were against the Detroit Tigers. And, he got some strikeouts. He got 4 in one, 5 in the other. But, if you know the Detroit Tigers, they can be kind of iffy. And you don't really want to know how good that really is and what that really can tell us. And if you look at the stats here right now, Plesac, 5.27 ERA and 13.32 innings pitched so far. Coming off a horrible game, like I just said, and he does not fare well against this White Sox team throughout his career. And you love those career stats, Andy, because it shows you a larger scale. That's through, I think 4 or 5 starts. So it's not just 1 or 2 games and a small sample size. He has not played well against the White Sox. I'm looking under 5.5 Ks for him at a -140 price. A little chalky. I'm willing to lay it.
Nice. Love it. I love the angle on it. I love the matchup. And so tonight we're hoping Plesac. We're going, please suck. Please suck. Please suck.
Yeah.
Please suck. Please suck. Please suck. So, I'm hoping a couple of other teams suck in the first inning tonight. Nice transition into my play. I like the Mets and the Cubs to not have a run in the first inning. This particular type of prop is my favorite in Major League Baseball. I love the first inning. I think you can study the top of the orders pretty good. You can study the pitchers, and the bet's over really quick. So one of the quickest props that you'll ever find is the runs in the first inning. I like the Mets and the Cubs. No runs. The Cubs had the huge first innings against Atlanta, but just slow down a little bit. Before that, they went 5 straight games with no runs in the first inning. Walker's going for the Mets, got an ERA of 2.73 this season. And the Cubs have the worst batting percentage in the league right now, 192. That is amazing. Unbelievable. And the Mets, not too good early and not scoring a lot of runs, only scored an average of 2.6 runs per game the last 3. The Mets, no runs in the first inning in their last 3 games. The Cubs have Arrieta going for them. He's been pretty good. I think this could be a low-scoring game, particularly early, so I will be ecstatic to take the Mets and the Cubs. No runs. And our good friend Matt Joseph, who couldn't be here, he likes Giancarlo Stanton over 1.5 total bases. Gave out the stat that Stanton is 9 for 26 with a home run against Charlie Morton. And always key in baseball, looking at the weather. Looks like the wind is blowing out in New York, so wouldn't surprise him if Stanton goes yard or at least gets a good long ball in. So he likes Stanton over 1.5 total bases. Matt's been really, really good this early season with MLB props. So that's baseball. Let's move to NHL. This was a guy I was looking at today. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to play him with shots or points, and you beat me to it. So tell me about Ricardo Raquel and his shots prop.
Well, Andy, I know that you've kind of been the king of these NHL shot props, so I don't mean to kind of step into your territory by any means, but I'm happy to hear you were looking at the prop as well. And look, I think it's important to find when you're looking at these props, everybody wants to look at the point props or the goal props. And as the gambling industry moves forwards, we have more books and shops creating availability for these different props, such as the shots on goal. And this is actually a decent price here of -125 for Rickard Rakell, over 2.5 shots here. This is a player that when he doesn't get points, he's still contributing and still making dangerous plays happen. He's someone that has the green light, as they might say, in the NBA or in basketball, use that expression, to fire away and to fire some shots on target. He's had, in recency, we've seen some games with 4 shots, 5 shots, 6, even down the stretch with 7 or 8. And right now, they're playing an LA Kings team tonight that hasn't played a game in 6 days due to their opposition getting some COVID protocol stuff. So they actually are rested and haven't played a game, but might see some sloppiness. So I expect Anaheim to come out there and just shower them with some shots, and hopefully Rickard Rakell is our guy to get us over 2.5 shots tonight.
Yeah, we did that video yesterday, and you talked about Kevin Fiala, who got the point. You were absolutely dead on with that. NHL props are becoming more and more popular. I see some of the views that we get on some of the videos, so I like to think we have something to do with it. So at this point in the season, you follow hockey a lot more closely than I do. So what are you seeing from a lot of teams, and how we can kind of talk about props in that? Are you seeing teams that are giving up or that they're fighting for playoffs? And are there particular players that you think could be good for us to fade or move forward? So I don't know, just off the top of your head, a couple thoughts as the NHL season is getting closer to the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, you and I mentioned it yesterday, Andy, and I'll expand on what we talked about yesterday. Was just simply this. I mean, I like to look at NHL props as the season moves forward and forward and forward and forward, and closer to the playoffs, because you kind of know who's going to be on the ice more, who's going to log the most ice time. Also, you can kind of tell which teams are trending towards a playoff spot, which teams really care about this game, which teams are kind of packing it in, which teams are already settled in on their number 2 spot, number 3 spot, and they can't really go up or down. So one angle I want to look at that you've been betting on, making a lot of money doing, is the not to get a point, but to not get a point. Sorry, that was kind of confusing, but not betting someone to get a point, but betting them to not get a point. A lot of these teams like the Devils, Sabres, Red Wings even, although they've actually been pretty decent lately, betting some of their lower tier guys to not get a point because you're going to see less upsets. And as far as these shots on goal props, for the more elite teams, check out who's on the power play. I've been saying it all year long. You're going to see consistency with certain guys out there. They're always going to be out there. And also those third periods, you're going to see, the same 1 or 2 lines logging all that ice time. So I would check that out as well. And also, if you don't want to bet a guy to score a goal, you can get some good value at some shops at over 1.5 points. And that literally could mean he could get 2 assists, 1 secondary assist, 1 primary assist, and still get that plus value. So that's kind of the way I'm looking, Andy, and I'm looking forward to the playoffs when a lot of books start offering shots on goal for a whole team. And that's just a whole avenue I can't wait to dive down, man.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I can't wait for that. I did not know that was out there. That'll be a lot of fun. I will definitely be diving into that one for sure. You're so right about the power play. I've seen guys get 2 and 3 shots in one power play. So if you got a guy on the over shots and he goes out there and just they start peppering the goalie, that's pretty easy to hit the over. So good stuff. I have a play I guess I'll run by you. I don't even have a whole lot of stats for this one. Zion Williamson, his number is over 28.5 points tonight, and they're playing the Brooklyn Nets, who cannot stop anybody. And if I'm looking at the lineups, it looks like Blake Griffin may be guarding Zion Williamson. So, I mean, you can look at certain numbers, or you can just do the eye test and go, who on Brooklyn is going to slow down Zion Williamson? I almost feel like it's just a matter of Zion getting over 30 minutes played, and he's going to get this point. Like I talked with one of my buddies. We did not take Joel Embiid over his point total the last time he played Brooklyn, and we were just smacking ourselves because we're like, he had like 37 points before you blinked. So I think Zion is just going to be absolutely dominant. I don't know who is going to look like what Jeff Green is going to guard him. So it almost
matchup,
worries.
all about matchup.
It is all about matchups. I'm a touch worried about it because it just looks a little bit too easy. And you're like, I don't know. But last time this happened with Brooklyn, the big man, the big man 8 and 8 and 8. So I like Zion to get over 28.5 points. It's a little bit of a square play, but squares don't always lose. So, I got to say, on our video we did yesterday, I thought we did really good. I thought we had some really, really good calls and some good points of view. So I hope to keep doing those daily videos with you. So one more time, Andrew, give them your promo code and your MLB play for tonight.
Yeah, that promo code is MLB 15 for $15 off the play. And it's going a little bit later on tonight, so you guys can make sure you have some time to grab that play. And remember, guys, last night that was actually available at WagerTalk in the evening for $9. So $9 Monday is not just for plays going on Monday in particular. You can get plays for other days as well, just selling them on that Monday. And yeah, that account that Andy's mentioning, you can follow us on our account on Twitter at PropItUp2021. We're going to go live a little bit and tweet out some props and advertise some packages that we have up at WagerTalk.com.
And one of my favorite guys, Kevin Dolan, he's your $2 Tuesday. Still plenty of time to grab Kevin Dolan on $2 Tuesday. He did a great analysis on WagerTalk today on an English Premier League game. It was really great. It's one of those where when you're coming in like after a guest and the guest like kills it on the spot, you're like, oh geez, now I gotta step up to the plate. So yeah, Kevin Dolan's got his $2 Tuesday play. So Tuesdays are always fun at WagerTalk. You guys get to try out some maybe a handicapper you haven't tried out before. It's also really good to just see their analysis and see their write-ups. Sometimes if you have a handicapper you haven't gotten any of their plays and you see a write-up, you go, man, I really like the way this person thinks. So great way to try them out. And Kevin Dolan's one of the best. He is on an absolute heater. So get Andrew's 5% play. Kevin Dolan's our $2 Tuesday on WagerTalk. I'm Andy. I've got my best NBA player prop is up. I'm on a 9-1 run. We barely hit Darius Garland, but barely works last night. He came through in the last minute with a slew of props. So 9-1 run for me. And I think that's about it. Hopefully next week we'll get Matt. Matt's covering a ton of radio shifts this week. He's out in Richmond, so can't wait to get him back. Thank you guys for joining us on Prop It Up. We like doing these short little shows. Keep it short and sweet. That's Andrew McInnis. I'm Andy Lang. We can be found on WagerTalk.com. Good luck. Let's cash some tickets. We will see you guys next week.